Caldwell against Corrales.
And when you look at this, is what I'm talking about, the reach. 74 inches for Caldwell, being the bantamweight champion, not the featherweight. Coming up to featherweight, still has a longer reach, and he's the guy that likes to wrestle, so Henry Corrales has got to get inside of that long reach.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA continues now in the opening round of the Featherweight World Grand Prix. Set for 3 5-minute rounds live on DAZN. We introduce the blue corner at 5'8", weighing in 144.4 pounds as a professional. 17 wins, 3 losses, fighting out of La Mirada, California, presenting Henry Corrales. And across the cage is adversary out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 144.9 pounds. The former Bellator Bantamweight World Champion returns once again to the featherweight division, bringing 13 professional victories, 3 defeats. From Rahway, New Jersey, he fights out of Redlands, California, Darrion Caldwell. And the referee in charge of the action, Blake Grice.
Blake Grice is the third man inside the cage officiating this opening round contest in the World Grand Prix. Henry Corrales and Darrion Caldwell ready to get it on.
You ready? Fight!
Bell in round 1. Caldwell in the red gloves, former Division I wrestling champion at North Carolina State back in 2009. Corrales in the blue gloves. Well-rounded with 7 knockouts and 6 submissions. What do you look for early, John?
I look to see how comfortable Darrion Caldwell is on his feet, and does he use his striking to get into the body of Henry Corrales to take him down.
Caldwell back in his native New Jersey, working with the Pinnacle MMA team and Jake Benny. Of course, Corrales, he trains out of Fight Ready. That's American gold medalist and double UFC champion Henry Cejudo's gym in Scottsdale, Arizona.
The Triple C.
Triple C, Triple G, Triple H. All we need is DEF. 1 minute is gone here in the opening round of this featherweight Grand Prix matchup, and there's Caldwell looking for the takedown and gets it on Corrales right into side control.
Very nice lift by Darrion Caldwell, right into that side control position. The real question here is, does he just continue to wrestle? Because when he fought Horiguchi, the problem was he just started wrestling, started controlling. The judges are not going to give him anything off of control. That's the last thing they're looking at. They want to see, are you doing damage? Are you trying to finish the fight?
Caldwell with 5 submission wins, all 5 of them via choke, 3 guillotines, 2 rear naked chokes, and maybe looking for positioning here.
Look for our crucifix.
Caldwell's corner saying to look for the crucifix.
He did a nice job of blocking the leg of Henry Corrales to bring him into a half guard situation. Kept his leg down tight onto the mat, waited, then turned his hips. Now he's in a position you can see he can start to open up, maybe bring some elbows up, get that knee on belly. A lot of things available to Darrion Caldwell right now.
Caldwell, following his first 2-fight losing streak of his career, says you're going to see a hungrier, more active Caldwell inside the cage going forward, and in dominant position here from side control into the full mount, but good hips. They're all but back to half guard now as Corrales avoiding the full mount.
He did a beautiful job of moving his hips, creating a space, sliding underneath and getting that leg. That was important, what you're seeing with Darrion Caldwell opening up with that left hand, creating a space and now trying to level down strikes.
Elbow, left elbow. 2 minutes, Henry. Heavy hip pressure on the knee.
Caldwell used to train at Alliance MMA in San Diego, California. Appreciates the time he spent there with Dominic Cruz, Eric Del Fierro, but nothing beats home, right, John?
Well, it's a great camp, and it's not that, he's still in Redlands, California a lot of the time. And you just have to be comfortable with the people that are in your corner. Sometimes you click, sometimes you don't. If you need the change, then make the change if that's what's going to work for you.
Caldwell saying that he is going to win the tournament. Of course, they're all saying that, but he says he is going to be the featherweight champion next year, saying it's just a matter of time. He's already tasted what gold feels like here in Bellator at 135 and working from the closed guard. Now it's open guard by Corrales.
Corrales needs to open that guard. You cannot just hold Darrion Caldwell down on top of you. You've got to create situations for space so you can escape. Ilima McFarlane was the one that said it cleanly, and that was a nice little elbow that Caldwell, he might have opened up Corrales. But Ilima talked about it. It's striker versus grappler. If this grappler's on top of you, you got to get him off.
Both fighters leaving high-profile gyms. We talked about Caldwell and Corrales used to be at the MMA lab, but now out of Team Fight Ready, as we talked about. So fighters making changes, always looking to improve.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Henry Corrales, the reason he changed. He still loves all the guys at the MMA lab. His longtime coach,
he's not loving these elbows.
No, and he has got that little cut, but his longtime coach, Eddie Cha, was coaching at the MMA lab, then switched over, and he just went with the guy that he's been with forever.
Corrales controlling Caldwell's posture, but he's been cut. 10 seconds left, and Caldwell putting the knee on.
That looked like it was on the ground.
It was.
Now, I do not know if it hit the head. We'd have to look at it.
Stop!
How do you score it after one round, John?
That's a clear and easy round for Darrion Caldwell. That's what he needs to do to win this fight.
Right now, D. Jake's gonna get you going in a minute.
Let's take a look to see if we can see that knee. I have a fighter with his knee on the ground. Now it missed. That's the problem. Yes, the knee was thrown, but it did not hit, even though it was thrown.
Show it conclusively.
Go ahead and look. You can see Henry Corrales' left knee is on the ground. He's a grounded fighter, and it misses. Comes the elbow. That's the one that opened him up. You can see that little mark on top of his eyebrow that opens up based upon the elbow. Nice strike by Darrion Caldwell.
That knee was this close. Be careful. Yes.
Back here at the Fabulous Forum, and we are set for the next round between Darrion Caldwell and Henry Corrales.
You ready?
You could hear referee Blake Grice go to Darrion Caldwell, tell him that knee was this close. He was a down fighter. Be careful.
This is round number 2. Henry Corrales in the blue gloves, Darrion Caldwell in the red. Corrales.
Watch the fingers in the eyes.
Referee warning them about fingers in the eyes, and that's a trend we do not want to see. How cool is it to see Bruce Lee's brother here?
That is so cool. When you think of how many kids, how many adults have gone to
how many mixed martial artists were inspired by
because of
Bruce
that
Lee.
man and what he did on film.
And he probably would have fought at maybe 145 if he were in mixed martial arts. Maybe a little lighter.
I'll go 135.
135. Maybe forced to move up.
Mike good forced to go down 125.
There's a takedown again by Caldwell.
Outstanding. He landed a beautiful left high kick that definitely touched Corrales. Beautiful drive into the fence.
And he's got both legs tied up.
You can see Corrales is looking for that switch with that left arm. Reaching inside. Doesn't work for him.
Corrales 3 losses coming to current 145 champ Patricio Pitbull, Daniel Strauss, and Emmanuel Sanchez. All 3 were in the tournament. Daniel Strauss was jettisoned. We'll see Sanchez in action coming up in the next round.
Henry Corrales wants to get that left arm on the other side of Darrion Caldwell's head. That will take the back position away from him, but right now, he's not able to do it. And this is the problem with what Darrion's doing. It's good. He's controlling the fight. He's controlling the position, the range. But if he gets caught with a couple of shots, all this control goes out the window, and Henry Corrales can take a round.
Under 3 minutes left in the second, and it's Caldwell just sticking to Corrales like beads of sweat. But it is static.
It is just static, but he has the ability to take him down. That's why Blake Rice, the referee, is allowing it to continue.
And he does take him down momentarily.
That's not a takedown.
Well,
that's a change of position.
Down. Just past the midpoint of the round and the fight.
Nice cross face you're seeing by Henry Corrales. If you turn his head outside, that takes all of his strength away. He's not going to be able to take you down.
$1 million potentially on the line. Fans exhorting these two, wanting to see the action.
And the real question is, what is the gas in the tank of Caldwell? Because I thought at 135 he was losing way too much weight, and it was gassing him in the fights. I thought the 145 would be a much better weight, and he would have a whole lot more to go after his opponent.
Corrales looking to extend his 5-fight win streak. Needs to pick it up in the offensive department.
Yeah, he's looking for the one big shot. He needs to just inside. Just tell him, so I just need to start touching him. Just let your hands go.
So you're looking for that home run, just like Pete Alonso. Mets.
Usually when you look for the home run, it doesn't happen. Just start touching your opponent, and one of those can become the home run.
Now we have former soap star Kelly Ripa here. These two, the young and the restless, it seems, and maybe the crowd is the same way. 1:05 left, another takedown, but again, Corrales able to bounce right back up. And you have to wonder how much is Caldwell expending here, just trying desperately to get the takedown.
There is no doubt he's expending a lot of energy. Getting that pickup, now where his head's at, when your head's getting placed down, there's a lot of weight on you. You're taking those little shots. Now, those aren't going to knock you out, but they bother you. You see Darrion try to change the position to take away the punching of Henry Corrales to his body.
Those are good.
30 seconds left in the second.
This is exactly what Darrion Caldwell did against Horiguchi, where I thought he lost the fight because he started wrestling instead of fighting. You've got to fight. You've got to, in this situation, if you're going to exit with a punch, exit with a knee.
Corrales misses wildly and timed perfectly by Caldwell, but doesn't get, gets the takedown at the bell.
That means nothing.
Try to tell that to some judges, Big John.
I tell them all the time when I'm teaching them.
Well, the next time you will see the Bellator MMA cage is coming up Friday. Bellator returns to Paramount Network when the Spartan Andre Koshka meets the Monsoon Lorenz Larkin. It's a welterweight bout, and that's coming up Friday, 9 p.m. live on Paramount Network and DAZN.
Understand. What did I say? Yes, off of what? The fake to the takedown.
We gotta go, man. We got 5 minutes. We gotta be going for 5 minutes.
Yes, Henry Corrales does have to get going for 5 minutes.
Yes, he does.
Third and final round. Who is going to advance to the quarterfinals of the Bellator MMA Featherweight World Grand Prix? Will it be former 135-pound champion Darrion Caldwell, or will it be the man who currently has a 5-fight win streak, Henry O.K. Corrales? Corrales in the blue gloves, Caldwell in the red. Caldwell winding up with that uppercut. Caldwell switching to southpaw, back to orthodox, back to southpaw, trying to discombobulate Corrales.
There you go, that's my word.
Right on.
I always say it wrong, you know.
Look it. You always say that word.
I do.
You say those two words a lot
Hashtag
too.
look it.
Well, what are you looking at here, John, in the third and final
What
round?
I'm looking at is a Henry Corrales that has to know I have got to do something in this round to put him in a bad spot. I've got to hurt him. I've got to create damage. And I see Darrion Caldwell knowing I'm ahead, but I need to do something more than just wrestle.
Don't wait, Henry, go. 4 minutes. Iowa.
Minute gone in the final round. And these two have to, I mean, this is for a chance to eventually vie for the 145 title, John. I mean, respect is one thing. This is the third round, and I got to agree with the crowd. Where is the offense?
I agree with you right now, Mauro, and I agree with the crowd. If you're Henry Corrales, you've got to look and say, I am behind. I need to get going. I need to do something to change this fight into my favor.
There's no sense of urgency whatsoever.
Henry Corrales is so worried about ending up on the ground that he's not being
On kick and well timed by Caldwell. Gets well, again, John, like you say, he's going for the takedown, but doesn't score. I mean,
and this is my biggest concern with Darrion is he'll get in these positions, and this is okay. But if you're going to exit, if you know I'm not going to be able to take this and carry it through, then as you exit, land a shot. Don't just exit.
Run kick by Caldwell connects, but Henry Corrales has just been unable to do anything in this round offensively, refusing to pull the trigger.
And that is it. And again, it's getting to the point he's wanting to land that perfect shot. You can't land the perfect shot if you don't throw it. You've got to throw.
If you don't shoot, you don't score.
Back up into a circle. Try to forget. Two body, run your two. Go high, Henry. Go high. Level change.
Still to come tonight, double main event, Lyoto Machida against Gegard Mousasi. Machida won the first fight 5 years ago. Patricio Pitbull defends a 145 title against Juan Archuleta in this tournament. And with 2 minutes left, Darrion Caldwell, Henry Corrales with an opportunity to win over the crowd.
Hey, let's go, guys, engage.
But there you go, the referee saying what everyone else is thinking. Let's go, engage. This is incredible, John. I gotta say, man, with so much at stake, I understand not wanting to lose. I understand respect. Come on, a minute and a half left.
You got to figure this fight is your chance at $1 million.
Thank you, referee.
I'm giving you a warning for timidity. Do you understand me? Timidity, you must
Hey, John,
engage.
well done by the referee.
Absolutely. He sees Darrion just moving around, not engaging. Now, the reason he's not saying it to Henry is Henry's trying to track him down. Darrion was the one creating the space.
Corrales with 6 submission wins, including 2 guillotine chokes.
And you got
Final 60 seconds.
a guillotine choke right now would not be a bad thing. Darrion Caldwell has fallen victim. 2 of his losses, 2 of his 3 losses are due to guillotine choke.
Yeah, both of his submission defeats have come via guillotine, John. So you're right, 40 seconds left.
Henry Corrales needs to fight that hand through.
And Corrales looking for the guillotine. 30 seconds left.
He's not in a position for it right now. Right now he's trying to force his hand through for an arm in. We should try to force his hand under. And Darrion's just, again, holding position, controlling.
Far be it. Well, the final 10 seconds here. Henry Corrales fishing for the guillotine, but we are going to the judges' scorecards.
Yes.
Time!
And John, after 3 rather desultory rounds, what do you, who do you think will advance?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Darrion Caldwell is the guy that is going to be advancing. And I think
Will he be impressed with his performance?
Well, he shouldn't. I'm just going to be honest. He shouldn't. And now, it's always good if you win, and you feel good about that. But if you're Henry Corrales, you're going to be incredibly upset by what you did and what you were there to do and when you didn't pull the trigger.
We'll be back with the official decision. And the crowd not enjoying Caldwell's histrionics, especially after what they just witnessed. I guess our silence speaks volumes.
I guess it does, because you look and we had talked about this was the fight that we weren't sure. Was it going to be? Was it going to be the striking across? Was it going to be the wrestling? But we expect them both to go for it, and it just wasn't there.
I don't think you realize this was about him.
You know, they trained together once. You listen to them coming into the fight. There was a lot of respect, and boy, they showed each other a lot of respect in terms of not willing to engage, and yet Caldwell's wrestling, grinding. Will it be enough? Corrales looking for the guillotine choke in that last round. And far be it from me to criticize any of these fighters, but again, what you expect and what you get, not always the same thing. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, to go to your judges' scorecards. Judge Abe Millardo scores the fight 29-27, while judges Ron McCarthy and Michael Bell both see it the same, 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Now, moving forward to the quarterfinals of the Featherweight World Grand Prix, Darrion "the Wolf" Caldwell.
Darrion "the Wolf" Caldwell.